Yo, what's up YouTube? Today I'm gonna be showing y'all a really underrated scale that y'all can use when you're producing music, because I feel like a lot of the times producers, they get trapped in only using the basic major and minor scales, which get very boring over time and just that isn't fun at all. So the scale I'm talking about is the other dominant Phrygian scale, and this scale has like a super dark and cinematic feel to it. This scale is actually like mostly known for to be in like ancient Middle Eastern music, but today it's being used heavily in trap music and hit songs like If We Being Real by Yeet and So Further Notice by Travis Scott. So I'm gonna go into FL Studio and break down how those melodies were made, and then I'm gonna be showing a beat of my own that I made with this scale so I can show you all how you can use these in your own beats. But let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm in the piano roll in FL Studio right here, and as you can notice, the highlighting looks a little weird. You know, it's not your traditional minor major scale. And basically how you get it like this, you go to view, you go to scale highlighting, and then obviously you can pick whatever root note of the scale that you want. And then it's all the way at the bottom here at other Phrygian dominant. And so basically the scale goes something like 2 notes right here, skip 2 notes, another 2 notes, skip 1 note, another 2 notes, and then skip another one here. And as you can see, no wonder it gives off a dark cinematic vibe, you know, because all these half steps, you know, there's so many possibilities here. But I'm going to be breaking down how If We Being Real was made first. So I just basically typed in the melody in FL keys. This is actually like a pad sound in the song that you hear in the beginning. As you can see, this is like really simple, like literally same notes here, just in 3 different octaves. And then you have all these notes. It's so many half steps, you know, that's really the thing that you have to master with this scale. And this is Till Further Notice by Travis Scott. So as you can see, you can use this scale to make trap beats. I know a lot of the times they find these scales in FL Studios and it's like, how would I make a trap beat out of this? But this is very good for that. So this is the beat that I made with the scale. As you can see, a lot of layers. It looks a lot more complicated than it really is. I just added a lot of drums, but this is what it sounds like. And so basically how I started off with this is I went to Xenology and I grabbed these violins, and then I went to the piano roll and I placed this pattern. And notice at the bottom here too how I randomized it so much just so I could give it a real feel. And also to give it a real feel, I kind of it's not arpeg, I strummed the violin so it kind of went down and it's not all be played at one time, you know. And so once I did that, I just exported it as an audio clip. And then for the build up too, I did the same thing, but I actually like compressed the notes kind of so they weren't as wide. And that's how I got the intro. And then so after that, I decided to add a string, add a Xenology too. I'm pretty sure I use Xenology on every sound of this beat actually. I just laid this kind of lead melody in it. And again, we're just trying to go for that real feel, just adding random notes, velocity, randomizing it too. And then I got this choir out of Xenology also, and I delayed it to where it comes in on the second bar. Whenever I have a pad sound like this, I would just try to copy and paste it and throw it up an octave just to make it feel wider in the mix and just give it more room. And then I moved on to the bass, and I basically just followed the root notes of the chords in the violin, and it's very simple. It just goes up a half step and then just repeats over again. I wanted the bass to have more of like a high-end feel to it. I created another pattern, same notes, same instrument, and I routed it to a different channel. And I put some flanger on it just to make it more in stereo. And then I EQ'd it where there was no low end. So the normal bass is playing in the low end, but this bass with the surround sound is playing in the high end. Because like when your actual bass, you don't want that surrounded. You only want the low end of the bass mono where it's in the middle. And then I also added some reverb to it just to make it even more spacey. And then I routed it to this other channel where I EQ'd it more a little bit, added more high end, and then put a bunch of delay on it. And so both of the basses together sound like this. And I wasn't done with the melody yet. I added another choir on top of it. Now the full melody sounds something like this. And then after this, I moved on to the drums. I first laid down this kick. You know, the bass wasn't really punchy at all, so I needed to add something to give it rhythm. I'll play it real quick with the bass. And then after that, I'm pretty sure I moved on to the snare and really basic pattern, just a 3/7. And then the hi-hat, I didn't really have many rolls at all. Very simple. And then I also randomized the velocity on this too. And then I add this other snare pattern, and I'll play it with the first snare just so it gives it some context on how it works. And then I added this open hat too. And something I've loved to do recently is making these slide open hats, just making the open hat kind of sound like it's dragging down. And I think that's great to do for dark beats. And then I have this rim that just kind of plays at the end of every 4 bars. And so just the drums all together sounds like this. So when I was structuring it, going in the bridges, I wouldn't have both basses playing at the same time. I'd have them coming in and out and sometimes playing at the same time. So during the bridge, I would keep the deep bass here and then add the high end like halfway through, and it just makes the beat drop sound even crazier. Pretty proud of this beat. I think the only thing it could do better is like a better mix. I think that's the only thing that could really improve it, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. But before I go, please make sure you follow my Instagram, check out my new song. Both links to my Instagram will be in the description. Links to my new song will be in the description. And make sure you subscribe, like, comment, do all that. This is actually a brand new YouTube channel. I was doing the old one, but I decided to go to a fresh start, and I'm trying to build this one up from scratch. But I appreciate you all for watching, and have a good day.